In this video, let us listen to the briefing for the group obstacle race, which is the fourth task in the GTO series and the last task in the basic series. So let's listen to the briefing for the group obstacle race. Gentlemen, so far your group has been working away from the other groups. In this task called the group obstacle race, you are to race against the other groups through a course of 6 obstacles. Each obstacle has been divided into 4 parts so that each competing group sticks to its own channel throughout. Once started off, you should aim at your group reaching the finish line first. In this race, you also have to carry a load with you. The load is a rolled up tent, and because of its shape, it is generally referred to as a snake. Hence, this task is also known as the snake race. There are some rules associated with the snake. Once you pick up the snake, it must not touch the ground until you have crossed the finish line. The snake should take exactly the same course as you take in each of these obstacles. The snake is not to be folded or shortened in any manner, and at any one time a minimum of 3 persons should hold it. The group rule is applicable. You must wait for the entire group before going to the next obstacle. As in the progressive group task, you or your snake must not touch any of the outer bound areas. I would like each of you to observe these rules, otherwise I may have to impose some time penalty. Are there any questions? I will now take you to these obstacles and show you the course that you are required to take and the channel that you have to follow. After this, the GTO will take you through all the 6 obstacle course, explain you, give you a demonstration also how each obstacle has to be done. And once you finish with all showing the all 6 obstacles, you will be made to run and go and ask you to stand at the start line and wait for the other groups to come. Once the other groups come, the race will start, and at the end of this race, you will be given a tea break, and with that, the basic series will get over. The significance of basic series we have already seen in the earlier videos in the basics of GTO techniques. So that's a briefing for group obstacle race. Kindly post your comments, and if you have any questions, put it here so I can upgrade it in the future videos. Thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you very much. Now this is the first obstacle. It is called single ramp. You can see there are 4 channels, channel 1, 2, 3 and 4. So whichever group is allotted, whichever channel, you have to stick to that channel all throughout over the 6th one. So in the single ramp, you can see there is a ramp. It has got couple of this wooden blocks. These are the grips, and what you have to do is, along with the group, you have to climb up over this ramp and jump across on the other side. Wherever there is red, you cannot touch it, because the rule of red, which was briefed during the progressive group task, is also applicable here. Now one thing to note is, from the start line to this obstacle, all of you have to hold the snake, and while you are tackling the obstacle, minimum 3 people have to hold the snake. The snake cannot be rolled up. All those things we have already seen in the briefing. Also, the snake cannot touch the red. So group number 1 will use the channel 1, the second will use the second channel, third will use the third, and the fourth will use the fourth channel throughout all the 6 obstacles. Once you cross the first obstacle, you can only proceed to the second obstacle when all of you have crossed, and everybody will be holding the snake between the obstacle number 1 and to the 2 and all subsequent obstacles. So this is single ramp. Now this is obstacle number 2. It is called figure of 8. So once you finish with the single ramp, you can see at the back there is the single ramp. So once you finish with that, The next obstacle you encounter is figure of 8. If you see, there are 3 bars. Let's call it bar A, B and C. Now what you need to do is, when you come from this side after finishing with your single ramp, you along with your group will come, you as well your snake will get into the bar A and B. So you will come through A and B, cross over B and come over the C, and again get back between C and B, and between B and A you come out like this. So you end up making a figure of 8. So let me repeat it. You along with your snake and group will enter in between A and B, so come across like this and then get over the bar C and go between B and C on the other side, and then cross over C and again get inside C and B and come out between B and A. So you end up making figure of 8. While doing this, you cannot touch the red, neither your snake can touch the red. Your snake also should take the same course as you took in making the figure of 8. And once all of you do it, you can move from obstacle number 2 to obstacle number 3, all of you holding the snake. And while doing this obstacle, again minimum 3 people have to hold the snake at all times. So this is figure of 8. You can see in this people doing figure of 8. This is the snake that I mentioned. So they are coming through A and B. They will go through B and C, then come over like this boy over C and again go back between C and B and then come out from B and A. So ending up making figure of 8. The next obstacle, number 3, is called spider web. What you have to do is, along with your respective channel, you have to climb up using the net and get across on the other side and get down the opposite side along with your snake and the entire group members using your respective channel. So this is snake race, spider web crossing. So you cross using your own respective channel and get across on the other side. Now this is double wall. Obstacle number 4 is double wall. There is a wall here, there is a similar wall here. In between these two walls there are 4 bullies. These bullies are thick bullies, circular in nature. There are 4 of them. One is here, second is here, third you can see the watermark, fourth is here. And you have to climb up and walk over your respective bar. And over the bar also, minimum 3 people have to hold the snake. As it was explained, while doing any obstacle, minimum 3 people have to hold it. And in case we fall down somewhere in between, you cannot climb back here. You have to go back to the start point of this obstacle and again reclimb. So this is double wall. This is people doing double wall. So you have to walk over this and get across. Minimum 3 people have to hold the snake at any point of time. So this is double wall. The next obstacle number 5 is single wall. Unlike in the double wall, there is only one wall, but the height here is much higher than the previous one. And you have to come from the double wall side and come here along with your group and snake. You have to climb up with the help of your friends and get down the other side. Now these ropes are for girls. In case if girls do it, they can use this rope to get down. In case of boys, these ropes cannot be used. When I was in Bhopal / Allahabad, this obstacle was not done by girls. Now I am not aware of the current status, but that time the girls were not required to do obstacle number 5, single wall, because of high height and injury prone. So you have to have adequate fitness to do it. So in many cases, if people are fit, they are able to climb even this wall without support. But there is no harm taking support from your friends. After all, it's a group obstacle race. The last obstacle is double ramp. We started with single ramp. The 6th obstacle is double ramp. And you have these channels, channel 1, 2, 3, 4. On your respective channel, you can see there are cuts here. It's not very clearly visible, but you can see there are cuts here. You can use these cuts to climb up along with your snake and get across on the other side of this bar, horizontal bar, and slide down and come down from your respective channel on the other side of the obstacle. This is double ramp. So this is the double ramp from the opposite end. So people are sliding down. So on one side you have a circular gully with cuts to climb up. On the other side you have flattened plank on which you can slide down and come. And after this, the finish line will be there about 10 meters height. Once you reach there, your task gets over. So this is about group obstacle race. Here it's not much of intellectual applications there other than little coordination, but physical fitness is required to do all these things because it's a very exhausting task. There is competition with others, so there is a lot of energy being spent here, and if you're physically fit you will get through it, otherwise you may have problem in tackling these obstacles. So this is about group obstacle race.